All right, how's it going? So we are having internet issues in the space that we use to teach the percussion class. So I think for a while, until we get it figured out or find a better solution, I'm just going to kind of provide you with the lessons asynchronously, which just means I'm going to record stuff for you, kind of what we're doing in class, and then you can work through it on your own. Obviously, you can email me if you have any questions, things like that. But we'll go over what we're doing in class so far. Okay, so. The first thing is that we're doing Master of the Alphabet every day. Master of the Alphabet, there's a sheet inside your Google Classroom, and it's on like the main page. So the CTIS Percussion Google Classroom, scroll down, find the Master of the Alphabet, it's yellow. And then what we're doing is we're setting our metronome to about 80 beats a minute. So 80. And we're saying the letters backwards and then forwards. So, for example, line A looks like this. And so what we'll do is we'll be tapping our foot. We'll say letters backwards and forwards, just like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And then once you get to where you're doing that pretty well, you want to try to do it from memory. Same thing. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And then once you get to line A, you go to line B, and then you go across, and that goes up to B and back down, and so on and so forth. So that's one of the main things that we're doing to start class every day. Just getting used to saying the musical alphabet, the different letters, the different letter combinations. Okay. The next thing that we're doing is just going over regular posture and how to hold the stick. And I'll get to where you can see this pad here. So the way that we're holding the sticks, if we have our open hand here, our stick just goes right in the middle. Thumb goes flat on the side like this. And then your fingers wrap around this way. Now what you'll see is that creates my thumb going high here. And all we're going to do is we're going to pull our thumb down and our first finger up. And then these are going to be in line with each other, thumb and first finger. Wrap the rest of those around. The stick's completely in my hand here, okay? Now, same thing over here. Now, we have three positions. When we go to relax, we just have sticks by our side. We're still holding, our thumbs are here. And then our most important position is set, and that's where we go up to the pad. And what we're doing is we're getting our beads as close together as they can without touching, so we don't want to be touching like this. Beads as close as we can without touching, and then not touching the pad like this, but hovering right above. Now what you'll see is that I have a downward angle with my from my shoulder all the way down to my bead, okay? So if my drum pad was too high, I may look like this. If your shoulders seem really high, seem really flat, you need to lower your pad, okay? If my pad was too low, it may look like I'm way down here like this. So this is a little low for me. Mine would really like to be right here. I just don't have a stand right at this moment, but this will work. I just have to make sure that I lower my arms. So that's our set position. We also look for a V. If you can see right here, I make a V in between my sticks, and we look for that at set as well. Over here, make sure that your wrist is flat on top. You can think about putting a quarter. Oh, you know what? I bet. Or here's a piece of tape. When I'm holding the stick, I should be able to hold something flat on top of my hand. So that's something you can pause the video and check to make sure that you're able to hold something flat on top of your hand there, okay? So that's our set position. So to review, we have relax, we have set, and then the last one we're gonna do is up. And up, what up does is so we have, this is our arm, and then this is where our wrist starts right here. For up, we're gonna turn our wrist straight up this way. Now, if you're looking in a mirror and you're going straight on with the stick, when you turn up, you shouldn't see your stick turn out or in this way. When you turn up, it should turn straight up in line, okay? So here, what it'll look like is we're not gonna turn up towards us like this or out, excuse me, like this. We're gonna turn straight up. So our beads, once they get up here, they're pretty close together, but they're not exactly close, okay? And that's our up position, and that's how we're gonna start everything that we play at an up position, okay? So we have relax, we have set, and we have up, okay? So now that we're at up, we're gonna start going through those daily exercises that are on the Google Classroom. And then what you do to get to those is you go to the Google Classroom, CTIS Percussion, click on the classwork button, and then once you click on the classwork button, up in the top right, there's something that says class drive folder. Okay, so you clicked on classwork, and then if this is what the thing looks like where classwork is, there's a little square up here that says class drive folder. Class drive folder. And in that folder, once you click that, oh, you can't even see that. All right. Once you click that, it opens up a Google Drive folder. And I think that we figured out that you're only able to do this like on a computer or an iPad. You may not be able to do it on your phone. But these are all extras that we're doing in class. I'll explain them to you on this video, but just so you know as well that there is music and there's videos in that Google Drive, that class drive folder as well. But those are exercises that we're playing in class every day. I would recommend that every day you play through each page of those exercises. Should take you like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe less than that. But those are things that we're playing every day in class all together. They have different tempos, and you can pick your own tempo and stuff like that. Just make sure that you're playing with a metronome when you play. So the first one in the class drive folder, again, you can go search these. So if you already know where these are, you can kind of skip ahead a little bit in the video. We're just going to talk about the exercises that we're playing right now really quickly and like go through a little of them. You can play with me. But what we do first is we just play 8 on a hand. So what I'm doing is I'm opening up my metronome app here. And I use one called Tonal Energy app. It costs $5, but you get it forever, and it works really well. So I'm going to go, we usually start around like 92-ish. I'm going to get that going. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my positions to make sure that I'm okay. And I'm going to stand to the side so you can see how my stick is moving straight up and down. Okay, so if I was here, it would look like this. But I'm going to stand to the side so you can see my right hand, how it moves. Okay, so I go to relax, I go to set, I go to up, and I start tapping my foot, and then I'm going to play 8 on a hand, which is 8 right hands, 8 left hands. I do those 4 times a piece. Okay, so here we go. Play along if you want. And 1, 2, here's 8 on a hand. And then notice how I freezed at the end. And that's just to make sure that you get in the habit of, if you're playing a concert or something, the last note you play, you always want to wait for the applause before you move forward. Okay, so 8 on a hand, 4 times per hand. You can rewind the video, play with me again. We're going to go just a little faster. The biggest thing is that you're playing rebound strokes right now, which are just having to do with the bounce stuff, which we've kind of talked about a little bit. You can't see the pad, but you'll be able to see how this works. Actually, let me show you the pad there. Okay, so with this rebound stroke, I'm starting from up. When I play the pad, all I'm doing is throwing the stick down, and I'm letting the stick bounce back for me. Okay, so if here's the stick, I'm playing, it bounces back. Playing, bounces back. Now you'll notice all my fingers stay on the stick. What a lot of people like to do sometimes is when they start playing, they start putting their fingers off like this. This is wrong. Don't do this. Hold the stick the whole way, all fingers on, and let it bounce for you. Another example of what it would look like if it was being done incorrectly is when you're stopping down here. You don't want to do that. So if I go, all right, play one note, and you go like this, that's wrong. Okay, you want it to come back to where it started. Okay, now when you play 8 on a hand, it's easier to get the feeling of that because you're playing over and over, so the stick kind of has to bounce. It'd be hard for you to go stop, 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 stop. But always be thinking up, and letting everything bounce. All right, cool. So that's 8 on a hand. Let's do that one a little faster. This is 102 now. And then let me show you my left hand this time. See, I got kind of a chair in the way here, so I may not be able to get it. Good. All right. So I go to relax, I go to set, I go to up, then I start tapping my foot, 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 and 1 take, 2 take, 8 on the hand. And I freeze, and then I relax. Awesome. Cool. So that's 8 on the hand. That's the biggest thing we do. We play that a lot. We usually go down the line and hear everybody play that. Make sure everyone has good rebound strokes. Just check that you're making the same sound every time. Another big thing is you want to make sure that you don't sound like this. And that you have all sorts of different sounds. You're hitting the pad everywhere differently. Right in the center of the pad, up, 8 of the same sounds every time. Okay, you don't want the first one to be louder, so you do not want this. Okay, you want the last one to be louder. Okay, all the same sounds. So this is the correct one. All those same sounds. All right, cool. So that's 8 on the hand. The next few in the Google class folder, I would again just go look at them. They're easier to see, and there's like little videos where the line will move. Just like kind of like karaoke style, the line will move with what you're playing and understand. But we do countdown 8s, which is where we play 8, 8, 8. Sorry, 8, 8, and then 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. And I will go through that, and you can again pause the video, think about it, get the music, and if you can get the music up on your screen or print it out and then play it along with me, that's awesome. So this is countdown 8s at 92. And again, we play 8 on our right hand, 8 on our left hand, then we go to 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. No breaks in between. And 1, 2, ready, and go. So we have 8. Then we go to 7. Cool, so that's countdown 8s. The other one we do is we call takeaway 8s. And that one we do the same thing, but we leave the spaces in for each measure. So I can just show you here on the board really quick what this will look like. So these are our 8th notes. 1 te, 2 te, let's see how it's turning out, good. 3 te, 2 te, 3 te, which way do we go? Let's go this way. 4 te, okay? So that's our 8 on a hand, and the way that we're counting those 8th notes, 1 te, 2 te, 3 te, 4 te. And you notice how we play 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's our first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the next measure, we leave it the same, but we take out 7. But instead of going straight into the next 7, we leave that rest in there. So that gives us an 8th note rest. I know that kind of looks like a 7. That's an 8th note rest. So we don't play the te of 4. So now we just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See how I had that rest in there, okay? The next one we go to, 6. So now we have the quarter note rest. That's going to look like a 3, but again, I can't really draw rest, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Then we go to 5, and so on and so on and so on. Eventually we get down to 1, so then we'll have a full measure of rest. 1, rest, rest, rest. And again, those are quarter note rests, even though they look terrible. Okay? So let's play that together. This is takeaway 8s. This one we usually go a little faster. We'll go back to that 102. And 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then hopefully the other thing that you noticed is that every time my other hand that's not playing, every time I'm playing with my right hand, but let's say my left hand is not playing. Wow, not describing this well. My left hand is frozen. Okay, so when I'm playing with my right hand, I'm just making sure that my left hand isn't doing anything crazy, that I'm not, kind of stretching out, things like that. And you just want to always kind of think about being frozen, all right? One other thing that I just thought about is if you were looking at yourself from the side with the pad, if you're standing too close to the pad, your elbows will end up behind you this way, and that causes a lot of tension in your shoulders, okay? So if you're standing too far away, your arms will feel like they're in front, elbows in front. So the best place to stand is figure out a place where you can get your pad and your sticks lined up and your elbows are right next to your side. Okay, so just make sure when you check your elbows that you're not too far, it's too close to you, or too far away. You want the elbows right down by the side. Should feel really natural, okay? All right, the last thing that we're doing in each class is we're working on page 2-1 from the packet. That's the one that has all the different sticking combinations. Again, that's in the Google Classroom, not in the Drive, but I'll try to actually put it in there today. But it is in the Google Classroom, the main page. That one has all the different stickings. We just go through and we play each line, and then we go through and we try to play it all together. Okay, our goal is that within the next week or two, we're able to play that full line together. So I'm going to pull it out, or we can go ahead and play through it together, and then you can pause, play through it on your own, pick your speed, whatever you want to do, but just to kind of get you started. So this is the page hopefully that you see. 2-1, it's got all the different sticking combinations. So pause the video for a second and get that page out if you don't have it already, okay? Okay, awesome. So let's give it a try here. We're going to go at 88. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to go down and play every line, and then we're going to go try to play the whole thing together, okay? So here's line A only. And every time we get to the end of a line, that's like we're starting the next line. So line A is all right hands. When we play the first note of line B, you're going to make sure that you play with your left hand because that's your first note of line B, okay? So here's line A, and 1, 2, line A, and go. And I stopped on line B. Here's line B. 1, 2, line B, and go. And I stopped on line C. Here's line C. 1, 2, line C, and go. Here's line D, and D, 2, ready, and. Here's line E, and 1, 2, line E, and go. Here's line F, and F, 2, ready, and. Line G, and G, 2, ready, go. Line H, and H, 2, ready, and. Line I, and I, 2, ready, and. Line J, and J, 2, ready, and. Cool. Now, it's fairly easy to play from line A all the way through E. Once you get to F and G, it gets a little trickier, so you may want to practice that without the video first to make sure you get that correct transition. And then playing F, once you get to H to the end, it gets a little easier again. Okay, so F to G is where it does get a little tricky. Now, if what I'm playing is too fast for you, then you could just pause the video, play it by yourself, pick whatever tempo you want here. Play it where you're successful. So it doesn't matter what speed you play it. You just want to make sure you find a tempo and you're trying to get it to where you can play it straight through. Here we go. So this was the full page 2-1. And 1, 2, here we go. A. Line B. Line C. Line D. Line E. Line F. Line G. H. I. J. And then I added an extra right hand at the end just to make sure that you get like an ending note. You know, instead of ending with da 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 da, we just add one more ending note. Right, right, left, left, right. We get a good freeze, and then we're done. Okay, so that's something that's going to take a while for you to be able to play all the way through with no mistakes. But it is something we use all the time. Okay, so that's super important. Other pages you can look at that are in the Google Classroom, just make sure that you remind yourself with how to count quarter notes, quarter note rest, eighth notes, eighth note rest. So with the quarter notes, what we've been doing is we start with 4/4. 4/4 is our time signature. It means there's 4 beats in a measure. The quarter note gets a beat. So we count this 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are beeps that go right with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if we put a quarter note rest in here, looks like a 3, but it's a rest. Then you would count it like this. 1, 2, 4. Okay, so we don't say 3 if we have the rest. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Now let's say we have a quarter note rest on 2 and 4, or 2 and 3, excuse me. So those beats still exist, we just don't say them. So if we count this, 2 and count and go, 1, 4, okay? And then eighth notes, we kind of talked about that. But just to give you an example of some stuff that we kind of look at in class, you would count this 1, tay, 2, tay, 3, 4. With the metronome, it would sound like this. Foot, foot, foot. 1, tay, 2, tay, 3, 4. So the numbers are always getting the beeps. All right, cool. So that's the most important stuff that we are doing for right now. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to get the internet stuff solved. But also, if it turns out that this is a better method of learning, then that's good. So what I would like you to do is, hopefully you made it through this whole video. If you can take, maybe I'll assign on the Google Classroom like an assignment that says take a video of yourself playing or something like that. And if you can video your hands playing one of the exercises, whichever one you want, and post it onto the assignment on the Google Classroom, then I can kind of watch it and I can give you feedback that way. Other things you could do is, if you have any questions, of course you can email me. We can try to set up some, we have private lessons starting soon, and I'll get you some more information for that on the Google Classroom as well. But yeah, the biggest thing is that if you have any questions, you can email me, ben.moore@kellerisd.net. I'll put that in the Google Classroom also, and just let me know, and then hopefully we'll get some internet stuff fixed, or we'll just kind of keep on trucking along this way. But I will keep you guys up with the in-person people. Like, you won't fall behind, so don't feel like you're missing anything in class being at home. I will help you get through everything that we're doing in class, okay? So hope you guys have an awesome day. I will get you another video tomorrow, and we'll just keep on trucking. All right, have a good one. See ya.